Welcome to this week's edition of The Passion of the Digital Artist. And here he is, that passionate digital artist himself, Jeff Mueller.
Boom! Way to go, Xavier. How are ya?
I'm good, Jeff. How are you doing?
Yeah, it's been a couple of weeks since we video blogged. It's great to be back.
Yes, it is. It's very good to be back.
So much has been happening. It's crazy in that something that we've caressed and nurtured and started off by. When I had the idea to start doing the paintings, using all the skills that I possess, it was kind of like a pipe dream. And as we keep going further and further, this is our 86th edition, which there's so much that has started to evolve. This is actually, the project itself, if you look at it, like November will be 4 years from when I started and first had the idea to do this. And then, I believe it's right around, it was the Christmas time, I got the camera, which then gave me the idea to start to how I was going to do this project instead of just painting, combine the digital and painting. And how far we've come, it's just amazing.
I think our first real blog was like the first or second week in March of 2010, if I recall.
Right, and first, in the camera I got for Christmas, and I was out to dinner for it was at dinner at the grill painting, and then the idea hit me to video blog, and it just made sense to do it with my friends. So we've come a long way. We've gotten a lot better, there's no doubt about it. Talking and just the way, everything's evolved, it's just been great. But what I want to do to cover this is that I've always preached to just go out and do it. The doing part is the most amazing part. And by me doing this, us doing this, it's taken me to this point. And this point is, this week, I received my acceptance letter into a show. It was at the Massillon Museum, which is the Stark County Artists show, where all the artists around where I live, pretty much almost up to Cleveland and in this surrounding area. Stark County is one of the larger counties in this area. Correct?
Correct.
And so this show, after being rejected last year and kind of looking at it from a standpoint of, instead of getting my nose all out of joint, I went to the show, saw it, and kind of figured out what I needed to do, not from the artwork standpoint to get in, but from the submitting standpoint of how I submit and how I get my artwork out there, and what I do to allow it so that the judges understand what I'm doing. And getting the acceptance letter means that was fairly successful. So that's another thing.
Yeah, I'll say that's an understatement. Fairly successful.
If you do something once and it doesn't work out, get back up and do it again. That's what I got. Even in painting, there's every once in a while you might not be doing it right. Do it again. Just keep doing it, but always pick yourself up and just get better. And that's kind of what I'm doing. Not the artwork. I've always had that. I always wanted to get better, but I'm applying that same drive and desire as far as getting better in order to get my artwork seen. So let's just cover it. I'm going to be in that show. That show, the opening reception is November 2nd at the Massillon Museum, Art Museum in Massillon, Ohio.
You'll have a link to it on your page.
7 to 9. Anybody who wants to come and see me there, I'm going to be there. 61 artists with 80 pieces of artwork. So it's a fairly large show. And then the See Me Art Takes Paris, I was really close. Probably, I believe, 27 votes away from being winning the People's Choice Award. But I want to thank everybody for how much they supported me.
That's quite an accomplishment when you think of how many artists are striving to win.
Well, there's that community is over 700,000 strong, and it's probably about 20,000 artists. You know, serious artists. So yes, it is an accomplishment. Now the Creative Risings, which is going to be in October, I've already qualified for having my artwork projected on 30 feet onto a building, being a part of that show in New York City. I'm in the running for everything, and one of the top supported artists in that particular show. That everybody pretty much has supported me. I was doing that all summer long, and Monday they're going to close it and let everybody know about that. That brings me to the last part of it. There's going to be a show at the gallery that I'm at 2nd April Gallery, in the Dreg spot. We are taking our gallery space, me and Craig, Uncle Dreg, and we are going to do a Big Lebowski show. It's help me out here, what was the name of the show?
The Dude Abides.
The Dude Abides. Now, watching that movie, I suggest everybody watch it because it's kind of fun to watch again. I saw it a long time ago when it first came out. Really just saw it. I've seen it a couple more times to get the particular painting.
As we were discussing before the blog, it's a quirky, odd movie. You'll find parts of it funny, and parts of it you won't really sink in what you saw. You almost have to see it 2 or 3 times, and then you get a better understanding of why it's become the classic that it is.
Right. So there's going to be a lot of art based off of the Dude and Ray and Walter. And this particular, I wanted to take it one step further. It's a pop art. A lot of people you'd think you'd take it and make it into a pop arty kind of thing. I wanted to take my style, which I really, really enjoy painting people, and take one of the more intense scenes and statements of the movie, which this part where John Goodman, Walter, is upset that this particular person in his league has committed a foot fault. Well, Walter's a Vietnam vet, and he carries a handgun and decides after he wants to mark it a 9 and not accept the foot fault, he basically at gunpoint makes him mark it a 0. So basically the name of this painting will be Mark It 0. I'm getting close. You can see the detail that what I'm painting the first layer. I'm really getting into it. And then I did a couple things. I'm going to show you the original. The original piece, you can tell the colors are a little bit muted. This is the video grab. This is taken from a small movie grab. And movie grabs, there's just not a lot of detail that you work with. So based off that, using the reference, I basically created this reference right here, getting the colors in that I wanted to get, moving certain things around, doing certain things, eliminating certain things from the painting. And then right here, I moved the star, the classic star decorations of a bowling alley, up underneath the gun to add a little bit more intensity to the painting. So overall, and then you take things out, you put things in, trying to make it mine, but it's still, this particular scene is the scene in the detail of of what what you're able to get and how transferring into a painting. So that's where I'm at with that. So this particular painting's Market Zero. It's going to be in the show. That show is Friday, October 25th. That's going to be a fun show. There's going to be a lot of people showing up around the area, and it's just going to be the whole place. We're going to try and turn into a bowling alley kind of feel. So there's going to be a lot of decorations. We're going to be drinking White Russians and light and Miller beer. Same thing what the dude drank, and the snacks will be similar to what we probably will make sure that we abide by the law though on everything that we do. So if you want to come out and see us for that. So there's a bunch of stuff that's happening. And then the last thing, boom! Sedimentary Uplift sold. Shipped, it's out and sold.
Congratulations.
It marks a huge step in my career, selling a full priced 24 by 36, $2,100. So I'm excited about that. I just think that as we go forward, the sales, now that you start to sell, and I'm going to start, up until this point I haven't pushed selling. I've really pushed technique and what you need to do as an artist. Going forward, I've hit the 20 painting inventory step, which is what everybody says you at least have to have some inventory. So now I have the artwork. Now I start the process of going out and putting the artwork, for instance, the Cape Cod series, in front of people, designers, interior designers, getting it in front of architects, all different type of people that would use this type of artwork. I'm going to be doing that in the upcoming, pretty much that's going to be the theme for 2014 coming up. I'm going to we will, between now and the 100th video blog, we will come up with our own format through Adobe Premiere and After Effects. I will be actually creating the special effects instead of using the special effects that we use, the canned ones, through the iMovie. So a lot of exciting things are coming up.
Had a heck of a week, or heck of a 2 weeks since we last blogged.
Starting to feel really where even today was the opening of the football season. All our teams
lost. Cleveland,
Pittsburgh, and Green Bay. I was happy football was back. I could handle it. As long as they didn't get killed, they didn't get killed. I'm cool with that. It's a long season.
Everybody in the AFC North, I believe, lost because the Ravens were knocked off on Thursday night by the Broncos. Pittsburgh lost to the Titans.
Cincy lost
the Bears beat Cincy, and Cleveland lost to the Dolphins.
Yep.
Although Canton native and Glen Oak graduate, an Ohio State grad, Brian Hartline had a heck of a game.
Yep.
He 9 receptions, I think, for 114 yards.
We are represented in this from our small community well in professional sports.
Yes, we are.
So, but with that said, I can feel it being a little different. I'm so much more excited about art and what's been happening and so busy that it was very, very difficult to do my normal due diligence that I usually do with football, and that's a real good thing. I think that's good.
It's awesome.
So another one in the books, number 86, and we will see you next week hopefully, because there's so much going on. I don't think we can skip too many coming up.
Print it and ship it. Later, folks.